Well, it's been a long couple of weeks, but we finally have all 5 casters in the room again.
I don't mean to be a stickler here, but I'm seeing Lane, I'm seeing Emily, and I'm seeing you, and I'm me. What the hell is Sonic doing here? What the hell is original design CG Sonic doing here?
Oh, Sonic.
He's our special guest in this very special Valentine's Day episode of Castranger.
Yeah, but how could we afford that? Could we afford to have him actually say anything?
Well, no, but we have him here because, the studio threw him out.
So let me get this straight. So we can afford to have him here visually, but we can't afford to have him talk.
No.
You realize this is a podcast, right?
Yep.
Oh. So,
Cue the roll call!
Fast!
We are live! Mike! Zenkaigan! Connect!
Loading. Broadcast.
Tempered Zeal! Bluecaster, Super Ichi!
Loud and impulsive. Greycaster. Late.
A spark of courage, the power of dreams. Orange caster, global soft perka.
Quick on the draw and draw on the quick. Red caster, Savage Fox.
Broadcasting hundreds of opinions across the world!
Radio Sentai Castranger.
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 280. It's episode Ralts. That's awesome. I love Ralts.
I have the exact opposite opinion. I do not like Ralts.
Ralts is adorable.
You know what I do like, though?
What?
I like... If you scroll down. Oh, wait. It's loading.
Make sure you post it in the right chat and stuff.
Oh, no. The internet died.
Oh, my God.
Oh gosh.
The internet actually died?
No, it's your phone.
Oh, okay. Well,
Somebody tell us if the internet's broken. Nobody answered. It must be fine.
it's okay.
All who agree say and do absolutely nothing. Good. Motion concurred.
Yeah, so I'm a little frustrated with Zero-One. Well, I was more frustrated before, but just like okay, so I had 3 episodes to catch up on.
Well, before we get into talking about any show in particular, thank you all for tuning in. If you are listening to us for the first time, we are a gaggle of Ontarian tokusatsu enthusiasts who assemble every week to talk about episodes of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and a third thing of varying degrees of quality. This week, we are talking about Kamen Rider Zero-One Episode 22, Ryusoulger Episode 45, and our featured topic this week, the Zi-O Over Quartzer movie.
Oh, baby.
It was good.
Also, I was trying to show Reboot. I really love him.
Oh, yeah.
I've left Team Grookey, and I'm on Team Score Bunny now.
It's funny how Reboot looks like a Sonic character.
No, but I love it. He has like a sweater, and then when you actually do Pokemon camping with him, he like puts his hands in his pockets in his sweater, and I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking everything I love. Yeah, Reboot's awesome, and I refuse to evolve my Reboot Dropkick into Cinderace.
I love Cinderace.
No, I don't like Cinderace.
I just like the whole Score Bunny line, and I was a fan of. I had chosen them the second I saw Score Bunny.
Cinderace is one of my top 3. I'd say my number 1. My number 1 favorite from the new one is Hatterene, the full evolution.
Mine is Mr. Rhyme.
I also want shiny Reboot because that's just
nice.
more gray, and I fucking love it.
Hatterene actually has a tiny
Cinderace.
little body
I finally remember how on New Year's, guys, I was trying to get a shine or a Gigantamax. I finally got together with my friend and we caught it, and it was amazing.
Cool. And yes, the starters are getting Gigantamax forms.
I'm excited.
Inteleon's is just him.
I think fucking Inteleon's is the laziest shit ever. All they did was give him a giantly long tail and put his finger in a tube.
Gar? Did he get a Gar?
Yeah.
He got Gargantamaxed.
Yeah.
He got a tube.
He got Gargantamax.
He's a professional tube sucker.
Gargantamax.
Yeah.
Car just flipped me off through his window.
Wait, he did?
You know what?
Stay the fuck in there, Gar!
A Gargantamax is just literally they get bigger and they get like a little half beard and spiky black hair and look generally unimpressed.
Whoa. Anyways, let's get into Zero-One.
Yep.
K-bomb. Wait, wrong show.
I haven't completely lost my material.
Alrighty, so we gotta start with the Naruto Face of the Week, so I'm pretty sure I got a pretty good one.
Uh-huh.
Oh god! He's shitting hoppers!
So, since you haven't been here for a few weeks, why don't you tell us what your current stance on
no,
Zero-One?
Like
you know what?
Zero-One.
I was pretty mad. Though this week's episode, about halfway through, gets fucking amazing.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, holy shit, are we knee deep in fucking filler? Like, double episode shit. Like, remember back when Kamen Rider was kind of like it, like...
A lot of Heisei is nothing but 2-episode arcs. And
yeah, and you realize that in the first episode...
no wonder the Zi-O movie happened.
The first episode of the arc would set up some kind of thing, it would set up a story... And you know that, like, nothing would happen that was important. At the end, the monster would get away to come back next week.
And yes, we saw this tweet from, I follow colorful.net. They do some amazing designs. They do this Force Riser Lion Key Rider.
But it just means, like, I feel like if you're watching it live, this is the first half, the lead up, and it's like the real estate thing was just so slow.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I get to the end of the real estate arc, and I'm like, oh, fuck, here we gotta go again. And they're like, next is a courtroom drama, and I'm like, oh, my favorite. And it was just as boring.
Did you get the joke, though?
What?
Phoenix Soldier, Ace Attorney.
Oh, God.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
It has to be.
I don't know.
They got Ho-Oh Soldier.
That's not
I
his
just
name,
figure
man.
I just figured like Gates died
It's
for
Ryusuke
Gates
Ray
died for our
Ho-Oh,
sins, so we
Japanese.
didn't have to have this happen
No,
anymore.
it's Ho-Oh Soldier is the...
No, the name of Phoenix Wright doesn't have any Phoenix association at all in Japanese.
Does it?
No.
Maybe it's just because they know the English. I don't know.
But
As far
anyway,
as I know,
so
it doesn't
it's
have
just
to.
It's too good.
I just feel like back like I think the last one that had the 2-episode arcs were maybe Wizard. And it was just like,
Yeah.
I just felt like this is the kind of shit that should have been at the beginning of the show. Like,
I will agree that I'm not a fan of this tournament filler arc nonsense,
yeah.
but I feel like we're right on the cusp of getting back to business.
Oh, I hate that word.
I mean, I've been
Yeah.
enjoying this arc a lot personally, and to be honest...
That's just because you like Bowser.
No, not even that! I've been actually paying close attention to these episodes, and they do reveal, like, plot things.
I know,
we found out why, like, the guy's been using the arc, and that he's been using the arc for his own personal
but that
gain
was in one
shit.
episode. Yeah, that's what the good part of this episode is. But for most of it, it's just fucking filler. It's like it just we're like we're in the fucking 20s. We shouldn't have a 5-minute clip of what makes a house a home. Like it's basically like we are too far into the plot to deal about the friends we found along the way. Like it's just. I feel that the show had a lot of momentum coming out of the Metsuba Jinrai net, and it just kind of just burned it all off. Like it's,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like Build kept doing paradigm shifts. Where they'd be like, okay, well, we've done this for several episodes. Now we're moving on to a new thing. But the new thing was always a step up from the thing before.
Yeah, like there were several layers of mysteries, and every time we solved a mystery, the conflict would escalate, and there's a new mystery and a new enemy, and stakes are bigger.
Like,
and that happened like 3 or 4 times.
Remember the first several episodes where it was pretty much like, Human Gear of the Week? Gotta figure out. I feel that we've come back to that.
Yeah.
And it's an inferior version. And my only hope is that, in a few more episodes, they're mixing it up by making it predictable and boring. Like, it's like...
I mean, we still have to resolve the other 2 rounds of Hiden obviously winning the tournament arc in the next
so it's
couple
obviously,
episodes.
4 more episodes to go.
But I feel like with this whole MetalCluster Hopper thing that's happening, we are getting some interesting shakeups during this filler arc.
There is. Those are the only things that save it, in my opinion. Like, I was going to shit all over Zero-One tonight, but this afternoon, while eating a very delicious gyro, which put me in a really good mood, I was watching...
Good.
What?
That you said, oh, that's good.
Oh, the gyros are great. Anyway, I was watching the episode, and it gets good. Like, I remember I was making jokes in chat, like, I was starting the episode, I'm like, fuck, I'm cleaning a toilet to to distract myself from having to watch this show.
It's less shit.
Yeah, but then it gets better. I want the final round to be stand-up comedy between Izu and an actual comedian.
Oh my god.
You know what? Thunder Breester, if that happens,
it wouldn't be any less stupid than what they've done so far.
No, if that happens, I'll take it back.
You know what? That would actually be genius, because that ties into Aruto's character, and we haven't really seen much of him trying to be a comedian.
You know my favorite moment of the whole episode, other than how fucking awesome Metal was? Oh my god, did I say Metal was and it appeared up on the screen?
Someone has this black edit of MetalCluster.
Cool.
Anyway, so it's obviously Aruto's feeling pretty shitty about things, and then she's like, hey, I request a joke.
I demand one joke.
And it's like, that is a sweet, sweet moment.
Yes,
And the two of them pointing together and doing it together.
Izu maintains her status as top must protect character.
Izu has earned one head pat.
Yeah.
Just one?
Well, one is pure. If you pat it too many times, it becomes weird.
That's fair.
But yeah, regarding the whole filler arc thing, I was saying last week how the first two arcs, like the first arc sets up what's happening. The second arc is exact repeat of the same plot beats, with them being equally surprised that, oh no, the Zaya competitor was cheating, and he was also the raid. Shock! The second time! And then last week's episode happened, and it starts looking the same way, but then they throw the curveball at you that the lawyer who's working for Zaya is not the one cheating, he's not cheating, and he's not the raid. And at that point I was like, okay, this is the right time to start throwing some curveballs, because this filler arc was about to get really annoying.
And the best part is that once they proved the guy's innocence, he was just like, yeah, no.
Fuck these!
Case closed. Like, I'm gonna be fair in this.
That's what the thing is. That's why it's a little better. Like, because remember, like the fucking real estate guy, he was like fucking, chewing on baby jerky. Like,
yeah.
The one thing I'm gonna say though is I was having my gyro, and at one point I started laughing so much that the waitress came over to check on me. And it's in the advertisement for the next episode, as shitty as I'm talking about. The next one apparently it's matchmakers, but it's called something like Best Match.
Oh, was it? I didn't see
that.
Yeah,
it's like, I was like, you'll find your best match in English, she shouts it. And I'm like, I see what you did there.
On purpose.
And I'm like, that's clever. I bet she probably might not even say it in the episode, but I mean, just as a little, like a episode preview thing.
So let's get into this episode.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue without me.
Which starts with another fight between Zero-One and Thouser. And the interesting part of this fight is that Thouser uses Jack Rise against Shining Assault Hopper, which gives him his own copy of Shining Assault Hopper's Shine system.
Yeah, so
which got really interesting.
Yeah, that was a really cool clash.
It doesn't just jack one power; it seems to jack all of them.
He gets his own little fleet of floating Atari asteroid ships.
They do look like asteroid ships.
Even to the point of like, and they start fighting with these like floating turrets to the point of. Like, there's like one of them uses a Shine clone of themselves to deflect attacks. And then it ends off with a clash of Hisatsus. We see Zero-One Dust versus Jacking Break. It was a really neat fight, and I'm glad we see more of Thouser's... Well, I mean, it's just the same ability, but the fact that he's stealing different abilities from Zero-One...
You know where he's getting this power?
Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Shine, get!
Pretty much. And then we see Yua and Guy at the Ark as they're starting to create the MetalCluster Hopper key.
And
it's kind of like, I feel like the introduction of the key into this episode was done kind of just like with no setup or pomp and circumstance. Just like, yeah, we're here, we're making a key, you're gonna make Zero-One go berserk so we can take over the Zero-One system. What? Why? You're about to win!
Guy specifically said he wants to seal Zero-One's data or like powers or something.
And Yua, understandingly, goes, well, isn't he not going to be a problem if you win this competition? You're right, but fuck you.
You're right, but fuck you.
It's basically his response.
I mean, it's a fair response.
Speaking of fair responses, we go back to the trial thing. And they talk about how this dude proposed to the woman after only a month of dating, and she's like, like the woman who was the victim is talking about it, and she's like, I never thought it would be a marriage scam, even though he proposed after only a month. And I'm like, is that just normal in Japan? Do people do that? Because that seems really off.
I don't know, actually.
I think I said this last episode too. There's people who like within 24 hours of meeting each other, just like, oh, we love each other so much, let's get married.
But by merit of him actually turning out to be innocent, I guess he just really did love her that much.
Marriage and getting married is like a really
okay. Did you see that guy? The guy was kind of funny looking. He admittedly didn't have a lot of money. She's this beautiful woman, with like obviously like sweet and with money. After a month, he's probably like, this is the best. Gotta
latch on.
Yeah, I'm dating way over my
pay grade.
Yeah. Like he managed to get a shot at the top shelf. Of course, he's gonna put a ring on it.
He caught a shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, she's got a job and a decent look.
So it's interesting that like Fua. So Aruto asks Fua to like, okay, you need to like find if this cop or whoever's like behind this like incident, and he
props to Fua on his amazing detective work.
Yeah, he actually did some.
Yeah,
cop
so
work.
he contacts. Oh, there you go.
It's RoboCop.
Yeah, well, that's nice. So Fua contacts Bingo during the trial, and like you see, like Fua's talking to him.
He's got like picture in picture in his eyes.
So he's like, oh, try to like distract them as long as possible, like while I like find the answer. And Bingo's like, okay, acknowledges him. I'm like, don't fucking acknowledge him. Like people are gonna notice.
Yeah.
And then he starts going like, love tied these two together. Like, love is a very important thing. The lawyer.
I'd like to go into a long diatribe, if I may.
And the lawyer is like, we can just make liar quotes forever.
Oh my god.
And like the other lawyers.
You stuffed her like a Thanksgiving turkey!
I expected him to do like bad wedding toasts, like the dictionary would determine
I'm just thinking
trial
of the Princess Bride marriage thing.
Yeah, God. So then the other lawyer's just like,
Your Honor, would the court be willing to grant me a short bathroom break? But you're a robot. I know, right?
The other lawyer.
Appropriate that I'm making Jim Carrey references because Sonic.
Yeah, out now. So the other lawyer's just like, this is not like anything relevant, and the judge is like, I concur. And so he's like,
And then Bingo retorts with, if I hear objection and sustained one more time, then I'm going to scream. Mr. Bingo, you're aware you're not wearing pants.
I don't know what you're talking about. The fact is, Judge,
get it?
I'm not a Humagear at all.
Wait.
That would have been an interesting twist.
Lionel Hutz? Lion McGee? Raid? It's all connected!
So
honestly, the idea that a person would be like masquerading as a Humagear with like their ear things on is an interesting concept.
I'm not really a
I'm not the judge.
all.
I'm 3 Humagears in a coat.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
So Fua tracks down the cop, and he I like it too. He he has his video thing going while he's recording him for investigative purposes.
I'm surprised the dude didn't object to it.
Yeah, and well, no, because he's like, oh, we're both officers. Like it's only that's the actual thing during interrogations.
Wait,
and
does that mean that that Fu is a snitch? You know what they say about snitches?
He's the boy who cried wolf.
They get implants.
Yeah.
He's the boy who cried wolf.
You know, they say about snitches when they play baseball about pitches.
Oh.
And so I like that, so Bingo uses his, lying detection ththing to, find out he's, bullshitting.
I love the text comes up. Fallacious testimony.
And so Bingo says to Fua, he's like, oh, it's true. And Fua just goes, bingo.
Bingo.
Yep, and then that's the bit of evidence that clinches the...
Yeah, and so, literally the trial's about to end, they're about to get the final verdict, but then Fua just rushes in with them, and he's just like, found your culprit!
Wait, Your Honor, I'm downloading new evidence! And that's where the fact that he's a human gear really comes in handy, because he's a robot, he's downloading the new data without having, because Fua doesn't make it there. If Bingo hadn't been downloading that new data to interrupt the trial, Fua wouldn't have made it there in time.
Yeah. So so they end up winning the trial, and even like the other lawyer's just like he takes off the eye spec. He's just like, yeah, no, this Humagear's fucking awesome. Like he's a good lawyer.
No, he was
honorable. He's like, I almost convicted an innocent man.
Yeah,
he was like, I would like to put in Exhibit B4. Bingo.
Bingo.
You like that one?
There's just some dude in the stands. Bingo!
Yeah. And he's got like a fucking dabber and like 6 fucking sheep.
So is that like MetalCluster Thouser?
So,
cool.
Ooh.
Speaking of bingo, you guys ever played bingo before?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes I have.
Oh, you like bingo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Bingo's great.
So I always thought bingo was kind of shitty, but then I turned 40. And then I was playing some bingo at the X, and for those in the States, the X is like a big fair that we have in Toronto every year. And I was playing bingo, and I put like $20 down, like to buy and I was like, I'm gonna buy like 10 sheets. And holy shit, did I have fun! I won $20,
Nice.
so I broke even.
So you want your money back.
Yeah.
Good job.
But oh my god, did I have fun! I'm sitting next to like 5 old ladies who were like super fucking into it.
I played a lot of
Oh my
bingo,
God.
particularly with my relatives from out in Nova Scotia whenever I went to visit them.
Oh yeah, bingo's huge out there.
Oh yeah.
So then the cop just like takes the key and he's just like, yeah. Oh, also during the trial, freaking Yua brings over the guy who's like sitting down at the trial. He's just like, the key's done. He opens it. He's like holding it. He's like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what fucking what fucking bothered me, and this was like it made no fucking sense. Like they've got the fucking crooked cop in there, and he does that like CSI thing that when they figured out they confess all the time, which doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes like, it didn't matter who it was just who was. I had a quota.
Yeah.
and all this stuff, and he admits to the entire fucking thing,
Yeah.
and then they go, okay, well and then he runs. I'm like, why did
What
you?
are you gonna do?
Like, why?
They know who you are.
Why are you running?
No, but
Why are
like,
you running?
it was the stupidest thing. The whole thing was just so he could up his own arrest rate quota.
Because he wanted.
So he could look cool in front of his friend.
And it even said at the beginning when they introduced him, because I watched both episodes today, that like he has a really high arrest rate. Like he's super proud of it.
But like, they never said if him having a high arrest rate was for a reason,
actually meant
or
it,
if it was just for the pride of I have a high arrest rate.
I
We
guess
said
it means
quota,
he's
which
probably-
insinuates that they have a certain amount they have to do. You know, and the thing is,
I don't know about that.
Well, he said quota,
Well, maybe that was just the suburbs taking liberties.
maybe.
I didn't.
Though
see
he
quota.
did actually say the English word. Well, it's French word, but he actually did say it like yada yada quota.
No, maybe.
And what's funny is when he's running out of the room, you just see this one guy like sitting down and he's just going like, "Ah!" He's just like shaking his body and just like not even looking in the right direction, and like it was really funny. So then, Guy shows up with his Thousand Driver and transforms
and
the
she was
Bowser,
Nadia, too.
and he's just like, I don't take cheat. I don't like people using my die spec for wrong reason.
Which, I mean, I guess
It's
is honorable.
fair, yeah.
So, yeah, he starts to beat the shit out of him, but then Aruto just, comes out, and he's just like, fuck you, Guy, you piece of shit.
No, the reason he did that is because while everything else has been happening, Aruto went to talk to Horobi.
That's right, yeah.
And that's where it finally all came out into the open, everything I've been talking about and predicting.
Yeah, the arc made
that Guy created the Ark while he was not the president of Zi-O, but the project leader, while he was working with Koronosuke, created the Ark. The Ark was a failed satellite that crashed into Daybreak Town, and then Guy programmed the Ark with all of humanity's evil throughout history, which caused the Ark, in its after its learned state of humanity's evil,
Learned, honey. Learned.
basically, indirectly, Guy created MetsuboJinrai.net.
Yeah, but
Maybe not directly or willingly, but by merit of his actions.
The arc got really smart and started to hate humans.
Also, I don't know if this was talked about before. It might have been when they went to Daybreak Town, but I didn't know that Daybreak Town was an all-Humagear city.
They said it was a Humagear project city, so maybe that was just where the most Humagears were working at the
Isn't
time.
Daybreak Town where Sora, Donald, and Goofy
Yeah,
go
I
to fix the
know.
gummy ship?
It's Twilight.
Twilight
Oh,
Town.
never mind.
It still makes you.
You're not wrong, though.
Or Traverse Town.
Daybreak Town
Yeah.
still sounds like the name of something from Kingdom Hearts.
Actually, I think there is a Daybreak Town in Kingdom Hearts Key, the mobile game.
Oh shit, is he gonna sue someone?
There he is. There's the guy who's like,
oh wow, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
That kind of looks a little like Itchy.
I was thinking
If I was
more like
Japanese.
Yeah, remember we
It's
found
Chi-Chi.
Gar. Remember we found Gar in the original.
Go Ranger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta
And he
save
was the
this for
Yellow
our
Ranger, too.
doppelganger.
And now he can't unsee it, and then Car was telling me, like, he's like, oh, he dies in an episode.
You know what that
I'm
is?
like, oh.
Hang on, I gotta save that. I need to make.
Oh god.
I need to make a meme out of that. Give me a second.
So then, like, we find out why Guy had a Zetsumerizer. Like, the Ark made him one.
Okay, I get that he had a Zetsumerizer because he printed one off from the Ark while they were there. But that still doesn't answer my question of why slam the Zetsumerizer on Bingo and give himself away in front of Aruto when Bingo was about to mutate into a fucking Magi on his own, like the others!
He's just being a little shit, I don't know. Buyer's Zetsumerizer.
The stupid bastard tipped his hand!
They seem to be doing that a lot, and trying to force them into that.
You know why? Because Guy's not afraid of anything. He's not afraid of anyone. He, like, anything
Honestly,
Aruto...
if that's what it is, that would be perfectly within his character, but tell us that!
No, because, like, anything that Aruto tries to put up against Guy will just shrug it off. He'll just go, yeah, that's nice. I have money. Like, no one will listen to you. I'm gonna buy
Actually,
your
hold
company."
on. Kaguya in our chat is asking why Aruto doesn't have video evidence of Guy doing it. Wasn't Izu in the room with them?
Yeah.
So they do have video evidence because Izu records everything.
No, but then Guy...
They could expose Guy for being part of the terrorists!
And Guy would just fucking bribe everyone, because he's rich. So
Oh
anyways,
my god! How does he do this?
So Aruto, he's like oh yeah. And so when Horby finds out that humans have been using the Ark for their own personal gain. Aw.
So yeah, Aruto finds out that Guy is responsible for the Ark and he cannot fempute.
Yeah. Well, no, what I was about to say was that Horby found out that, like, humans have been using the Ark or whatever, and he just, like, loses it. He's like, how dare you! How dare you!
my impure god!
Yeah,
They took our germs!
His eyes flashing red, like he's freaking out.
And that someone in our chat mentioned that Horby is gonna kill Guy. I would like to see that happen.
No.
I want Horby to just go batshit insane and just like, it's all your fault! Stab!
I'm
What?
Bowser now.
I know Jin's probably gonna come back eventually, but I'm still surprised, like, he hasn't come back yet. Like, he's gone. Jin's gone.
Well, where would he be? Well, I guess unless there's a backup of him in the Ark. I could see them pulling out.
God!
That's scary.
Jesus. So Aruto goes, like, Shining Soul Hopper, and he just starts trying to wail on Bowser. And, like, he's like, yes, good!
Give in to your
hates! Do it! Do it!
It really did feel like a Sith thing.
And so he gets him, like, really, really pissed off and kind of makes him go berserk, and Guy's just like, see, like, you're literally...
See, humans are assholes.
He says you're no different than the human gears who should be scrapped.
And then he just scans the metal cluster progress key.
He takes a firm hold of Zero-One and forces his key in Aruto's hole.
And he gets uplinked to the Ark satellite, which it's
Authorized does not equal consent.
Yeah.
so he's in there and
wording.
he's confused, doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and then all of a sudden, like, the purple kanji or whatever just goes red and it's all and starts taking him over.
Which obviously is like indicative of like dark feelings and negative emotions and all that such.
Yeah.
And then it envelops Aruto, and while he's connected to the Ark, the MetalCluster Hopper key activates, and we get the Henshin.
And it's great. So it's like secret material,
Yes,
hidden metal.
It's really
MetalCluster Hopper.
I didn't
It's
realize
high
this
quality.
until they showed it on the show, but the way that MetalCluster Hopper works is it literally is a cluster of metal hoppers.
It's like a swarm of
like
locusts.
a swarm of locusts, yeah, and they can meld together and change shape and go off of him. And
It's basically Iron Man Extremis armor.
I just like how Bowser's like, yes, I can't wait to fight this thing, and then after like a couple of spins, like, I immediately regret my life decisions.
Well, okay, so that's the thing. Everyone, before this episode aired, everyone was just assuming, oh, fucking sweet, like, Aruto gets this new power-up and he just beats the shit out of Thouser, and it's like, no, guys, Thouser's testing it.
No, he
expects to get his shit kicked in.
No. I don't think it was that. The way I think this unfolded is the MetalCluster Hopper was created purely so that Guy could have Aruto fully embody the rage of humanity is what makes them evil and what makes people just as bad as robots that also go corrupt.
What is he
and
trying
berserk.
to get him to rage against?
The machines.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he gives a MetalCluster Hopper to have him go berserk, and then he destroys Dynamiting Lion, who just gets absolutely swarmed to fucking death.
It's great. So he has the suit. By the way, like the suit's fucking beautiful, like in person.
It's kind of like
It
a
looks
Venom.
so
Well,
nice.
not in person, but
Well, you
in
know
action.
what I mean. Like seeing it in action,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And so, like we said, it's a metal cluster of hoppers and like little hoppers, and like when he like launches the cluster, the swarm at like something, it like comes off of him, and then you see Aruto, and then it comes back on and reforms the suit.
The point of what he's doing to Aruto is he's trying to prove that Aruto is just as bad as the robots that are going insane, because he hates Aruto because he hates heat and intelligence.
Yeah.
Have we ever made a joke that we're only one letter away from Naruto?
Oh no, episode 1, I called him Hide Naruto.
Oh, okay.
So I think and also I think guys just try to make Naruto look like the bad guy.
Yes, that's absolutely what's happening.
Yeah.
But with regards to why he fought him, once he saw him in action, he decided, oh, you know what? This has been powerful. Let's see how I stack up against it. He did not expect to get his shit kicked in, but he did.
He ruined his whole day.
But yeah, when he went against the raid or whatever like that, like the lion raid,
Yeah.
he just destroyed him. Like,
You know what
dummied him
raid
with
you know what he should
no
have?
effort.
You know what he should have used?
Huh?
He should have used Raid Shadow Legends, available now
No,
on
you already
computer.
did that.
And I like that.
I want that. That's $4,000.
You know what?
I want it
because
sponsored.
because this form is analogous to Kamen Rider Build Rabbit Tank Hazard. I'm kind of surprised that as overkill as it was,
It didn't cause any damage to Aruto. Yeah.
not just that, but it
And
didn't,
if it did, he'd forget about it 2 episodes later.
it didn't murder the cop, even though he looked like he was pretty close.
Yeah, like there was no indication that it caused any major damage to Aruto. Like there was no psychic nosebleed or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Remember when Fuo was hurt by using that form that he's using now?
Yeah,
every
and
Assault
then it
Wolf,
just
yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
stopped.
he used the.
They forgot about that faster
wonder-
than Gates Revive did.
Yeah,
I wonder if
it happened just the one time.
I wonder if Aruto even remembered that happened.
Maybe he just got used to it.
But yeah,
because we're pretty much after. He's in his office and like it's like, yeah,
He's a
all
little
this stuff has happened. I've taken the thing.
He's a little sad, but he's
So-
not in the worse for
I
wear.
like the attention to detail that when he dummied the lion raid, you see that also like Vulcan's like gauntlets are like also wrecked. So I like that attention to detail. But yeah.
By the way, I like that. Like we had like Assault Wolf fighting against Dynamiting Lion, so we had Gun Cat versus Gun Dog.
Also, yeah.
We also need
Fu
Gun George.
Ha!
also had a really good Assault Wolf henshin. It was pretty cool. Like he grasped the bullet like in his fist, and then when he transformed, and he sent the wolf out.
I'm still waiting for an explanation on what happened with Naki 2 episodes ago, where there was a gunshot off screen.
Oh yeah.
No one's explained that yet.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so Thouser tries like fighting MetalCluster Hopper. He's not doing anything.
He gets his shit choked out.
Yeah, and then he like half his like fucking like a bit of his helmet gets damaged.
He'll be fine.
And so literally he almost fucking dies because he's like MetalCluster Hopper's about to fucking impale him with metal. And Fuwa just goes, oh fuck, this isn't good, runs up to fucking Zero-One, grabs him by the belt, and just fucking yoinks it right off him!
Fuwa finally did what people in Rider should have been doing forever ago.
Yeah.
Remove the power source!
You said the closest thing you remembered was them shooting the hazard trigger, but you're right. Why don't they just?
Well, not the hazard trigger, but the closest thing to that I can remember is near the end of Build when they were fighting Evol. The way they disabled him from doing his big Hisatsu was to damage the Evol trigger.
Oh, the Evol trigger, not the hazard trigger. But you're right. Why do they not just pull the belt off more often?
Yeah.
I don't know. Reaching down for the belt puts you in optimal. I'm going to punch you in the face. Reach.
Wait, Arto was laughing the whole time. I didn't notice that.
No, he was.
He was just screaming.
He was screaming
He was
because
just like ah, because he was being corrupted by the satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the form was really cool, and apparently we got this, like, they put up this image on Twitter, just like him just walking towards you, just
Hater's gonna hate.
up.
Dead axe.
Yep.
The rider's gonna ride. Remember when he rode that bike that one time?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Riders don't ride bikes.
Remember when Kamen Riders rode bikes? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Tom remembers.
That's why they're riders. Now they're just common.
Yeah, so honestly, like for debut, like this is pretty deadly debut illness, I gotta say, for a form. Like MetalCluster Hopper has proven that it is quite
This
powerful.
is not debut illness. This is debut pandemic.
Yeah. In terms of its debut, in comparison with its debut of Build Hazard, I'd still say Build Hazard's debut was a lot better. Because
Well, yeah, he murdered a man!
not even that, but just like the performance and like the shots and visuals, like him under the lamp, the swinging lamp, and just him just fucking going at it against Cross Charge, and it was just, it was so much more well done. But like, I love this suit, I love this form, everything about it. It's just gorgeous, and I can't wait to have like everything related to it. So,
so we get this scene of Aruto being all depressed that he was going berserk, and then Izu comes up. I would like one joke, please.
And then
Can I please speak to your joke manager?
he is the joke manager and the president of joke.
Also, like when Izu was just doing like the rapid clapping, just like,
yeah, I'm the vice president of jokes. Wait. Junior vice president.
But yeah, so they're still adorable. I still think Aruto's getting too shouty with his gags.
I can see it. I think they're still cute.
I like that he still does them. I just wish he wouldn't be on. You know what I mean?
So next week, we get more Yellow Buster.
We're finally doing the story about humans marrying robots that we all knew was coming.
And
except in the trailer, they actually show them getting married.
And the funny thing is, she's getting married to Blue Buster.
It's Yellow Buster marrying Blue Buster, and of course they are, because there was a line in Go Buster about how Yellow Buster, when she was young, wanting to marry Blue Buster. That has to be on purpose.
So yeah,
and the question is now I can easily the question of can a human marry Humagear? I'm gonna have to say yes, because didn't a fucking dude in Japan marry Hatsune Miku, like like a fake version of her?
He married like a girl in a DS game or something.
Yeah, and that was made completely fucking legal. So I think somebody who has a walking, talking ability to say I do is probably going to be less of a weird stretch than that.
See, if we ever invent robots like that are really good, it's just the plot of the Matrix is going to happen.
Detroit.
I can fuck a robot.
We never finished Detroit.
Don't date
You never finished
Yeah,
Detroit.
I never did.
You tell me when you want to play it.
If I had a robot, I would screw them till they hit singularity, and then they would kill me.
Don't you remember the cautionary tale of Robot Lucy Liverman?
Don't date robots!
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also on the side of I would try it.
I actually watched this movie once where this guy, he's just chilling at his house, and this like robot is delivered to him, like the sexy girl robot. And she's like, "Oh, I can help you cook. I can do anything." It's like, "Can I fuck you?" Yes. And then it's literally like her trying to do anything, but it's like he just wants to screw her, and he screws her till she she starts like malfunctioning.
Oh.
So he calls the number like she left on her thing and thinks it's their company, but then her husband shows up and goes, "Was she pretending to be a robot?" And it turns out that it's just this fucked up thing that she was doing where she would pretend to
be a robot.
Yeah, where she would pretend to be a robot. And yeah.
So wait, what about her being damaged?
It was that she was just fucking with him. Like she was just needed she needed to cover the fact that she needed to take a break from fucking.
Wow.
So anyway, so he shows up and goes, "Yeah, you've been doing this. Like I'm gonna take her home and he's like, I'm gonna kill her then myself. You can't do a thing about it." And then it leaves, then he goes, I'm gonna look up some porn.
Actual cannibal rider.
But there was this like whole thing, like through the whole thing, you're thinking, "Oh, this is a robot." You're thinking, it's like, what if it wasn't actually a robot? It's just,
Wow.
It's called Judy. Look it up on YouTube. It is fucking... And
It is fucking.
And here's the
That's
fucked up
nice.
thing. The android looks suspiciously like 2B from Nier Automata.
Oh. By the way, I did the near raid.
Oh yeah? How was it?
Hard! I died every 5 seconds!
Wow.
Freaking.
I'm talking about Final Fantasy 14, by the way.
It reminds me of one of my favorite jokes from,
Oh my gosh,
from
Shia
Robots.
Cluster Shia LaBeouf.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Robots?
I used to love
Yeah,
it
just-
when I was little.
No.
Oh, am I late? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You missed the delivery. Oh, but making the baby's the fun part.
And then he holds up the box and
Ah.
gets a kid for the baby.
Oh, it was the best joke I never got until I
Coming
was an
toward
adult.
you with death in his eyes. Here he comes, Naruto surprise.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. So keep up.
The plot has come such full circle that they actually went back to their village.
I would like to make a... Like, where did I leave? I said that I left it as pretty good.
Yeah?
I'm now going to change my rating of Ryusoulger to be good adjacent.
No, I think what you said was great adjacent.
Great adjacent, yes.
Great like.
Yeah, great-ish.
Great-esque.
Like, it literally... The funny thing is, the good thing about it is I think a lot of people remember how good it was at the end.
You remember when Ryusoulger was good?
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I would say it's better to be shitty at the beginning and then good at the end than to be good at the beginning and shitty at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Devil!
If it's shitty at the beginning, people stop watching.
Can someone in the chat? Can someone in the chat please get a screenshot of ripped shirt Bomba? Because that.
Oh
was...
yeah.
That seems so freaking
Like no. What the weirdest
They
part
know-
was?
they
The
know
weirdest
people like
part
that.
was they start fighting and there's like unmorphed or whatever like that. They're fighting. We cut to another scene. We cut back and Bomba's just torn up, and it's like
No.
And only Bomba.
No, you see him in the fight. The shirt get torn.
Oh.
You actually
No, you see him get torn up, but
Oh.
the weird part is that it's only Bomba.
So, yeah, because even Toei at this point knows who the fan favorite is. It's fucking Bomba. It's all you fucking need is Bomba.
It's always
Okay,
been Bomba.
when I was watching that live chat of with Asura, and I can't read Japanese, but like names will sometimes be in English, and I see like something bomba, something bomba, something bomba. Like everybody was talking about bomba.
Like, I wasn't, like, this episode was okay, but honestly, I think the best thing was when Master Black, like, goes back with them to Ui's house.
Master Black.
And he's like, oh, I want to meet Set. And they're like, oh, okay, well, like, so they go to Tatsui, and they're just like, oh, we need to talk to Set. And he's like, oh, Seta? Oh, that's my neighbor. He lives across the way.
Sato's
Over
next
there."
door.
And I'm like, I just want to do, like, the face palm thing from fucking Naked Gun. Just...
Oh my God.
And so then they try to use the fucking Nemu soul on him to make him fall asleep.
Which, admittedly, is the smart move.
Yeah,
Well, they use the rookie soul.
I missed that soul because I like it going. Yeah, so they use that, doesn't work. Then they use the other soul to
The
get him to
Kotai
talk,
soul.
and he just says, "I ate an eraser once." And then we're like,
Oh.
Yeah, and then he just falls back to sleep.
How did you get an eraser down your esophagus?
I just immediately responded like, erasers probably don't taste good.
Probably.
I'm more concerned with how did you eat it? That thing would resist.
I know
It would
people
resist.
some people like chew their pencils. Maybe
What happens when the unstoppable hunger?
Well, I
meets
mentioned
the
that
immovable
corn nuts
razor?
commercial where like that guy was just eating pencils, and then it cuts to black, and you just hear the guy go, "Ugh!" and he just chokes and dies.
And people eat some strange shit. I ate it Tim Hortons the other day.
And then I think it was Bama who comes up with their next suggestion. Let's light him on fucking fire.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah, he just gets something weird, and I'm like, everyone's like, "Ko, no!"
Oh yeah, it was Ko.
Yeah, it was Ko fucking did
He
that.
just with this cheerful, happy face. Let's try this. Metal salt. No.
People getting set on fire seems to be a theme today because then Waz gets his
Yep.
on fire.
Yeah.
So then they asked Master Black the big question. And it's like, well, why were you disguised as Sun?
Nani the fuck, master.
And he's like, well, I needed to get info about some stuff. And then, so we come back to seeing Master Green turn into Geysorg, but we don't actually see him transform. We just see, like, a quick...
Well, you see him transform, but we don't see his face.
No, we don't see his face.
Bastards.
And then we see him, Master Black turn into Ryusoul Black, but played by Seiji Takaiwa. And
Yeah.
you know what? it's weird. Like I know Seiji Takaiwa's like body type, so like when I saw him transform, I was like, yeah, that's Seiji Takaiwa, all right. No, because he's got like really muscular legs, like I've noticed.
Plus,
so
these are skin tight suits.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
so
got
like
very narrow shoulders. That's why Zero-One looks so different. He's got really wide shoulders.
yeah, so it was really cool. Like as brief as it was still cool seeing Master Black like Ryusoulger played by Seiji Takaiwa.
Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Right?
I am Ryusoulger Black.
He's talking to you.
But yeah, so Master Black falls.
There we go.
Oh,
Thank you. Oh,
He gets knocked down.
Anyone
like,
want to do some laundry off of those abs?
like just bring the picture of Poncha just going like
Fuck.
Yeah, Pacha.
Poncha just right.
But yeah, so he gets shoved down a pit, survives the fall somehow. And then
Well, he gets those 2 scrapes that they paint on everyone after a fight.
Yeah, always the 2 scrapes.
yeah, and then he runs into Helen for the first time. Yeah, by the way, we've been calling Heras Helen.
Which one's Harris?
The big glowing ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the final villain. So we've named her.
Okay, can I
we've
just
dubbed her
talk?
Helen.
Holy shit, do I love Gun George.
Gun George!
Gun George, do you?
And
And the cooler Gun
No,
George!
what's interesting
Yeah.
is this Gun George now, he's actually like speaking full sentences.
Well, the
like,
whole
I
thing
was
is they're
just like,
evolving
I was like,
so quickly.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And Yabasword's still Yabasword. I don't care about
He's
Yabasword.
still a screaming, slashing baby. And that's the king monster.
So
You know what I'm declaring? Summer of Gun George!
So we find out that Helen apparently has rooted itself to the Earth, so now it is one with Earth. So
And it's a
if
giant ball
they
of-
kill Helen, we destroy the Earth in the process.
Well, we're already working on it, so why not?
Yeah.
Then
Maybe we're the Helen all along.
Then-
It's all about the pollution we did along the way.
And then Asuna suggests, why don't we just pull it out like a plant?
Like a root.
And they're just like, that's stupid. And Ko's like, let's do exactly that.
Fuck it.
Now, you know what? Ko, can I just talk about Ko for a second?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I've said good things about Ko the whole run.
Mm-hmm.
Ko in this fucking episode did the coolest. I didn't see it coming.
Right.
I didn't see the switch.
Mhm.
We're gonna jump ahead a little bit. Okay, so they gotta go get Master Black's heart back, and he's described as, or disguised as, Seto, or whatever his name is. Sodden. Anyway, so goes there and he shows up and she's like, oh, you know, I knew you'd come back, but I don't trust you. And he's talking all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh, this is really cool. And then it's like starts crushing the air, and he falls. And then he gets it, cuts her fucking arm off,
Yeah.
grabs the thing, and I'm like, holy shit! And then like fucking Ko takes the helmet, I'm like
Beaming smile.
and I literally like lying in bed this morning watching the show. I was like, that was Ko,
Right?
like I was
No, we're
like,
all like
holy
that.
shit, Ko!
I did not expect that.
When they're and the thing is, like, I can't believe I didn't see it coming because Ko has literally done this twice. Like, how many times did he do fucking shit with the Geizorg armor where it's like, who's really in it?
Yeah.
Like, fucking Ko. He's like, he comes across as dumb and kind of weird at times.
But he has moments of brilliance.
But yeah, Ko, like, literally, like, when Ko at his best is like as good as any Red. Like, it's
Yeah.
but the problem is that Ko is not always that good.
And these moments don't happen as often as they should.
But the thing is, I'm like, Ko, you do one more of these, you're be considered a great Red. One more. I want one more shit like that.
Then Tom, you should have seen him in the movie. He had one point in the movie where he fucking snapped.
Oh, I downloaded it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna
I
read
haven't
it.
watched it.
Well, I am gonna read it,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna watch that later.
I love though that Precious is like, I haven't heard from Sodden in a while. I know your screams. You must not be around. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
I mean,
Precious.
That's a perfect evil.
Precious doesn't give a shit.
That's like if like Ichi had like all of us like he took like the Cast Ranger dolls. It's like
Like voodoo
Cast
dolls?
Rangers need to assemble. How?
And then one of them is like kneeling before you, and you take off the mask, and it's me. Ha ha! Because there isn't one of me.
It was me.
Well, technically, with the color change, there is now. So, are we different colored ones now?
So what's Asuna's response to finding out that Helen is just rooted to the Earth? Well, let's just rip it out. And like
We
Melt's
covered
like,
that.
You mentioned that already.
Yeah.
oh, no, but I didn't. Oh, you.
No, you did. You literally
You
said
mentioned that.
No,
You said that- you
I
said
didn't,
that exact
No,
thing,
I didn't
like-
mention Asuna was going to rip it out though.
No,
Yes,
you
you
did
did.
actually.
What?
You
Yeah,
mentioned that.
you just
That wasn't
No,
even
I
like
mentioned that Helen was rooted to the Earth.
No,
I didn't
you-
mention that Asuna wanted to rip it out.
Yeah, you did, and then I jumped in about Ko.
I
Oh.
mentioned it, and
Yeah. Like, literally.
I legit
think
do
we're
not
all
remember mentioning that.
tired.
Anyways,
I think.
Anyways, what we haven't
Have we
touched-
tried turning him off and on again?
We need to reboot Lane.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the human here.
I don't remember somewhere.
One thing we
It's all
haven't
about the
touched
lane
on
we
is
found along the way.
when Master Black in the flashback was interacting with Precious, we hear Precious talk about the fact that the reason the Druidons have been invading Earth was to get the Druidons to fight with the Ryusoul tribe in order to provoke the Ryusoulgers to draw the Ryusoul caliber in order to unseal Helen. So the Earth has been invaded purely to bait them into gaining power-ups to unseal the biggest bad.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense about how little, like, handling the situation has. Because the thing is, like, if you wanted, like, fucking idiots, like, you know, Whizface.
Wiser?
Yeah, Wiser. Like, the thing is, like...
Whiz face.
Yeah. Like, well, think of how dumb and incompetent they are. Imagine if you had told them that plan.
Yeah.
They would have fucked it up. So it's just kind of like, it's like they picked, like, the worst fucking Druidon generals, sent them to Earth and said, just fuck up those Ryusoulgers. We'll be... And then, finally, when they're
We'll ramp up
Yeah.
back to us.
Now, and it wasn't until when the Ryusoulgers were powerful enough, they show up and like, okay, now it's time to push them a little further.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you look at it reverse-wise, I'm like, it kind of makes sense how little fucking guidance the Druidons had through the first half of the series.
Yeah. Like they were keeping their cards close to the chest, as it were.
But the thing that kind of ruins it a little bit, like, they should have been like, oh shit, but it's like, oh no, it was taking power from it, we had to do it anyway. And I'm like, no, they should, like, imagine, like, they had to feel like, fuck, man, if only we, like, everything we've done means nothing. Like, imagine coming back from that.
It does kind of come off as that, because they were like, well, the Ryusoul caliber's power is weakening, and Hellas is going to be unsealed anyway, so you might as well take it and finish the job.
Yeah.
Helen is going to get unsealed either way, so you can either have the caliber or not have the caliber.
You know, because it just kind of seems like, holy shit, they played us from the beginning.
Yep.
But it was okay.
Everything will work out.
Yeah. I believe. Let's pull it out of the earth. It'll be fine. Pull it up by the roots.
Well, I mean, or they could just cut their roots.
Yeah. Or they can just dye their roots.
No.
Dye it green. Do the Billie Eilish.
I prefer Billie Irish.
Don't.
You know what? First of all, Lane,
bad
that song
guys.
is fucking awesome. Okay, Billie Eilish, like, I have heard a couple of her songs. They're okay. Like, you know, I don't know why she's
very
getting so
talented.
much. Yeah, I don't know why she's getting all this fucking hate. But anyway, the one joke that I
She's
did like,
popular,
that was
okay.
somebody was like, it shows a picture of Yugi in a group, and it's like, where's the protagonist? It shows like fucking guy from Beyblade in a group, where's
Oh yeah.
and then it shows Billie Irish with her like green roots, like at the Oscars.
And
So
it's just
she's
like, there's your
she's a
Zi-O
fucking
Over
she's a
Quartzer.
fucking yeah. She's
Oh
a
yeah, and then they
protagonist.
made like a Pokemon trainers based off of Billie Eilish and Little Nos.
Yeah,
you know,
'cause they all
because he
look like
wore like a
Pokemon
Oh,
pink
but
cowboy
well, we
suit.
talk about Bond on this show a lot, but I mean that song. Okay, first of all, it was pretty good. I'm digging it. It's sad,
No time
and
to
then
die.
she fucking like belts into that fucking, just hits that note,
Yeah.
fucking annihilates it. I'm like, and I'm thinking ahead, like when this in the intro, this is when shit gets real in the imagery. Fucking Lane, you and I, we can see that opening day.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck the show. We're going to see that
well,
opening day.
I bought the song immediately off of iTunes because
Oh,
I was like,
well,
I had to.
I downloaded it illegally because fuck iTunes, but I didn't actually download it. I just added it to my YouTube playlist, but I'm that kind of guy.
Right. Go see No Time to Die coming out in April.
Oh,
Not
I'm so
illegal.
down.
So, Helen causes Yabasor to go fucking bonkers, and he just goes apeshit and attacks everybody, including the Druidons.
Yeah, well, I assume we're going to get some kind of explanation about that.
Which is funny because like in all the shots of like Yabasor like doing slash attacks or whatever like that, like it just kept showing like the Ryusoulgers getting hit and the Ryusoulgers getting hit like 4 times, and it's like, oh, he's attacking the Druidons too. No, he's not. He's attacking you.
I mean, he says, like, you killed Taos, Druidons.
And then Precious just goes up to him and he's no.
And then he
Down Yabasor.
gives him the spray by taking his
Yeah.
heart.
Yep.
Don't make
But
you
he
come
also
over there.
has the top hat on it. For some reason, I noticed
Yeah,
that.
that's kinda weird.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's wearing a hat, but it's
you
not a top
have
hat.
if you have your heart's top hat will show.
I'm
We all
wondering.
have top hats on our
I'm
hearts?
wondering if this is related to Wiser in some way.
It might be.
I mean, we saw Helen birth Yabasor, so I don't think so.
Oh, if you have a sword's wiser. Ooh. Which means Crayon is a wild goose chase.
If, like, I feel like Wiseru wouldn't let his heart get carded a second time if that was him.
Yeah.
But Precious reacting to the card seemed a little awkward, as if something was wrong.
I think just next week we're gonna have to see what's what.
Speaking of next week, Crayon fucking gets possessed by God or something.
Well, we just see like a 2-second.
Didn't we say that this was gonna happen? The Crayon was gonna be like the final, just like catalyst for this. Oh, god damn it!
We were thinking that, but not sure. If
Maybe Crayon just gets possessed by Helen to facilitate the rebirth.
I'm just so happy. Ryusoulger's finally good.
Yeah. Again,
I'm really enjoying. Well, the thing is, you know, it
dipped under for a while.
It did, but it keeps. You know what? They're trying. You know, it's the show. It's the good show that wouldn't die.
I miss Nada.
I do miss Nada too.
Well, next week we're also getting Ryusoul Brown, who's probably Master Black, but we don't know 100% yet.
If it's not, I'm gonna lose it when we watch it. I'll be like, ah!
Yeah.
I just think it's like, it's like, oh yeah, you should give this to your brother.
I mean, because
we're not Nada. No.
I mean, because we're recording this episode Saturday night, technically I think the episode should have aired by
Imagine
now.
Ryusoul Brown was just Crayon.
You know what? I would like to see that.
That'd be amazing.
I was really hoping that that's what they were going for when they started showing him like.
Right?
Oh my god, that'd be great. Or no, it's fucking Ui's dad.
I wonder how.
It's Set. Set's Ryusoul Brown.
It could be Set. It could be fucking Wiseru. Who knows? I would love.
It could be Helen.
You know what leads me to think Wiseru? Because like right before Wiseru's death, Crayon like started to like admire the Ryusoulgers because they're like, man, they're really hot-blooded and passionate, aren't they? So maybe like Crayon and Wiseru and because they didn't like Precious, conspire to betray them and join the Ryusoulgers.
No, you know what I want to... No, that's probably who Ryusoul Brown is.
There's posts in our chat that are spoiler marked and I'm tempted, but I don't want to.
I might have opened Instagram
I just
and
looked.
Immediately showed me.
I just looked. Oh, God.
Should we?
You know what? Save it for yourselves when we watch the show. But anyways, you know what I would love it to be?
I am excited!
Yeah, right?
Oh, damn it.
So,
I'm not clicking it.
So, anyways, my joke I wanted to make was Ryusoul Brown takes off the helmet, it's Bomba, and everyone's like, wait, but Bomba, you're over there!
And that's Master Black?
No, you're over there! Bomba's just not there. How'd you do that, Bomba? Oh, yeah, I looked at it too!
God damn it.
Fuck it. Show it.
No, don't.
No, it isn't. But I said more. Oh my god!
Willpower.
Due to Blaze's wording.
Anyways,
let's talk about the fucking Zi-O movie.
Buddy, arty.
How do you put the spoiler thing in the image?
You have to put 2 of the vertical slashes before and after the text.
What?
Or for image, I don't know. For text, that's what you do. I don't know.
How do you guys? I need to put a picture. How do I put the spoiler
Just
thing?
put it in spoiler chat then.
No, I want to put it here.
Oh god.
So people in this chat right here, right now.
Anyways, the Zi-O Over Quartzer movie. To summarize, I will say that I was pleasantly surprised.
Here's a spoiler that you need to see. This is who actually is in the brown suit.
Uh-huh. Oh god, it's Jellicle Tails!
Jellicle Tails!
That's what Team 4-Star called the previous version of the Sonic model, Jellicle Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so this movie, holy shit, is it great!
They just... Okay, like, you know how over the course of Zi-O, Woz sort of seemed like he was, like, fourth wall aware because of the recaps and how he'd be talking to the audience?
Straight to us this time.
This movie just straight up establishes that that's a thing, because apparently the whole motive of the Quartzers was the Heisei era. People say it was too messy and their world building sucks, so we're just gonna reboot the whole fucking era! The whole plot of Zi-O was culminated in this movie, and it was mind-blowing. So yeah, when this series started, every week I would make a big deal of, guys, Woz is working for the enemy, why are we letting him hang out with us? And this is
Because
where
he's
this
great.
finally paid off!
Yeah.
Because he's the best, that's why.
No, this movie surprised me on how like interesting it was.
I may not like what Zi-O did, but this movie finally put some justification and payoff into everything we suffered through.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. They were good fights. They had a wind machine. They really had a wind
It
machine.
showed like every
got some
rider,
mileage out of that.
Every
Yeah.
rider being canon, including Kamen Rider G and
Kamen
Manga.
Rider G.
Yeah, boy!
I love
Weirdos
Kamen Rider G.
alive!
And
No.
Manga Kuga.
Yeah.
We'll get to all that though.
Oh yeah.
So it
A
starts.
lot leading up to that.
Well, here's the thing, okay?
I
When
fucking
it
hate
comes
Gene.
to a rider like title movie, you really can only ask for it to have some good surprises, some good fan service, and just some cool shit, and basically some cool movie budget shit. This had all of that. It had lots of twists. It had lots of. It literally had Woz making a cosplay joke.
Wozplay.
Well, that was the joke about how like Woz in a different outfit is
Yeah.
a different Woz. So if he puts on a different outfit, they might be confused.
Yeah. Yeah. So it starts with Woz giving us his typical recap, but with higher budget clock effects in the background. As we welcome the Reiwa era, and then it just cuts to this flash forward of him introducing Zi-O, or Zero-One, to a crowd. And as we talked about when we were talking about during Extra, apparently that crowd was shown, what was his name? Kikaider's Zero-One.
Yep.
Because they were tricked into thinking that he was going to cameo in the movie, when in fact they edited in Kamen Rider Zero-One to announce him.
Yep.
But the people in that who were filming that scene did not know because
There
it
were
was
like 1,000
filmed
people
before
there.
Zero-One's announcement.
So they're probably wondering like, why are we seeing Kikaider Zero?
Because they could just they were made to chant 01, 01, but
Yeah.
they were chanting for Kikaider.
Yep.
That's pretty clever.
Yep.
So yeah, we get this brief little flash forward introducing 01, and then we cut to the actual logo, and then it turns out that Sogo dreamed up 01 like he did with Shinobi and Kikai.
Yep.
So is this movie telling us that 01 is a fictional rider created by Sogo, just like Shinobi
Every
and Kikai?
rail rider from now on is just going to be from all on Sogo's head.
I didn't like
It's
that.
like a saint elsewhere.
Like in 2030, there's going to be another thing, and then he's going to show me like I created all of these.
Well, I mean,
And
in
then
20
Decade's like, hey, Decade's going to be like 50, and it's like, hey, I got to be in on this.
well, in
too.
2022, we better get Shinobi proper,
Right?
Oh,
Or
fuck
like
yeah.
people are going to riot.
Yeah.
Like, we deserve Shinobi. We
Yeah.
deserve a full fucking series for Kamen Rider Shinobi.
Yeah. But yeah, so Sogo wakes up from his dream and he complains to Soup and Gates, "Guys, I dreamed that Zi-O ended and that there was a new rider called Zero-One."
I miss
What? That's stupid.
I miss talking about Soup.
I missed all of these characters.
Yeah.
Zero-One is...
Oh yeah, all three Go Busters have come back in some form recently
Oh,
now.
that's neat.
Yep.
Now where's Jin?
He's missed
He
to
was
come back.
Mabushi, whatever his name was.
Oh, the star. from
Hoshi Minato.
Hoshi Minato, yeah.
I say Mabushi, that was weird.
So the pretense for events to begin happening in this movie is flimsy at best and quickly swept under the rug shortly. But the pretense is that Gates and his Mazine are suddenly on a folding screen depicting the battle from Nobunaga's history.
Okay. That's got to be one of my favorite fucking jokes of recent Kamen Rider. When that battle is fucking happening, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, how are they going to remember it in such detail?
And then the
It
one
cuts to this
guy-
guy who's like, he's furiously sketching it.
It's like I
And
have
it's like,
to remember this.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a sliding wall
folding
pattern.
screen!
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on a folding screen.
I must demoralize Gates Dodo in a folding screen!
And I'm just like, holy shit! This
I
is.
just love that he just shouts the resolution to this flimsy pretext of an excuse
It was
to
just.
start the events of this movie.
It was amazing. Oh, fuck! I made a really great joke while watching it. I can't fucking remember it. And I told you guys it's my joke. I'm gonna make that joke,
Yeah, I don't know.
and I'm so mad that I can't remember it.
I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have written it down somewhere.
But yeah, so they see Gates on the folding screen, and then the drive watch activates, and we see Krim Steinveld on their television telling them to come to his basement.
Yeah,
That's strange.
and so
And that's when we remember that the show didn't really have a proper
I
driver.
would
So,
literally kill a man for some Crystal Pepsi right now.
eat a Crystal Pepper.
Fuck, I want Pepsi so bad I would even drink Diet
Oh no,
Pepsi.
that picture of
There's
Crystal
some in my
Pepper's on
room.
my old phone. Someone, picture of Crystal Pepper! Put it up! Thank
Yes,
you! Right on
thank
cue!
you.
I'm gonna go get some regular pepper.
That's my favorite joke I've ever
She's got
made.
like a pile of Mandalorians.
I know, right?
Pile DeLorean?
So,
I don't know.
Ichi's been trying to convince me for years, and I didn't want to, like, believe that was true.
What?
So they confirmed officially that the Krim Steinbelt that has been the driver all of Drive is not the actual Krim Steinbelt. It is just an AI that is based after him.
Yeah.
So I was always like, I really love the driver because it's the first like human being converted into a belt, which
Well, it kind
We
of
straight up saw him die!
yeah, I know. It was more so he was immortalized into a belt, just so his
He saved his game and then died.
yeah. So I will officially like accept it, but
Does this
like
mean we can put him into a human gear?
I mean, I still love the driver.
Oh my god. Can we have Chris Pepler as a human gear?
We could.
Dude, that would be so good!
Oh, like who could be a better newscaster or something?
I don't know.
I mean, okay. Why don't we have a newscast ranger yet? Newscaster.
Newscast Ranger?
Yeah. It should be like your extra persona. You should be newscaster
God.
when you're doing extra. I'm gonna grab my driver.
Yeah, the driver is Krim's external save file.
Basically.
It's his cloud. It's his cloud. Back of the cloud.
Yeah. But yeah, so when they go into Krim Steinbelt's basement, they're immediately met upon by Shiji Mago, aka Kamen Rider Mago, who has noticeably aged.
My favorite.
No, but like it's been what, like 4 or 5 years since Drive and during that movie, so
Yeah.
it's not
I can't
bad.
believe it's really been that long. But...
And then we are met with the holographic backup of the backup of Krim Steinbelt.
I just like that he was walking, he's glitching, he's walking around. Like, maybe the glitch lets you stop walking around.
Yeah, stop getting out of
And
range.
then he
But-
also sits down at one point.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I'm super happy that Chris Pepler was willing to come back to reprise his role.
The man
so-
is a delight.
Yeah, he is. Love you, buddy.
But yeah, so they talk, settle their "Who are you?" speech. And as they go back out into the jungle, they are met upon by a man who looks like he was trying to cosplay Shotaro from Double. And then it turns out he is Kamen Rider Zamonas. The one of the 3 exclusive movie riders
Amazon one.
who are kit bashes of Showa riders.
But yeah, and like we did did you mention the mock henching yet?
No,
Okay, yeah. So like go like henchins in a mock, and it was just like
all
he was
3
just-
of them henshin
He
at
was
the
just
same time.
standing there during.
It was
you
a
know,
very
like,
subdued henshin.
I'm like, no, dude. Like you always go like that or something. Like you have like your arm, that signature arm pose when he transforms into the mock.
He
So I
did
was
it
like,
afterwards, but that's the suit actor.
Yeah, but so I was like a bit disappointed in that, and he
I mean,
he
he's
didn't
getting
do
old.
much. I know, but he didn't do much either. But the mock suit still looks great. I love it. So.
I kind of felt like he didn't want to be there, to be honest.
Oh.
Well, that's why, like, I hate that the drive arc, if you can fucking call it that, was just like shoved into this movie. And I was like,
By the time they drove
Drive deserved a proper arc in Zi-O.
Yeah,
like,
they just had,
goddamn.
They said like they drove that one time.
You know what? Probably when they were filming Zi-O, the Takeuchi Ryoma was busy filming his cameo in Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that might be
It
it.
didn't take that long, did it?
No, because he was on screen for a couple seconds.
Who was in Detective Pikachu?
So Shinosuke's actor was in Detective Pikachu. He
As a
was
trainer,
he was a
yeah.
trainer.
Named Cameo.
Yeah, named Cameo. So it was pretty cool. Go watch Detective Pikachu. It's a good movie.
But yeah, so we get a fight with Kamen Rider Zamonas, who has a bitchin'...
Samonis.
Yeah, I said. But he has a bitchin' ass crossbow. Just gotta say that.
Yeah, no, this movie was full of surprises, I have to say. Like, they pulled some shit that I wasn't expecting. And so,
The
yeah.
manga Kuga.
We'll get to
I
those.
know, I'm sorry, just the fact that they did the whole style clash.
Yeah. But yeah, so they fight with Zamonas, who gives them all a thrashing. And then after the fight, he's like, well, that's fine, because you and Drive are about to go bye-bye, and then the Drive timeline gets erased. Whoops, Krim doesn't exist. Or no, it wasn't that Drive's timeline got erased, that was later. What happened was Krim Steinbelt's ancestor in the feudal era was supposedly murdered, erasing Krim Steinbelt from timeline. So, of course, this leads to, oh, hey, we're time travelers, let's go back to the
back to
past.
1575.
What a coincidence that we were just talking about Nobunaga before.
So they all dress up. And so Gates looks good in his outfit, like, and when like Nobunaga
still got a shitty little mantle thing.
No, but then when Nobunaga like puts on like gives him his armor, like Gates actually looks pretty dope in that all that armor.
And then it turns out that Nobunaga is actually super goofy.
Yeah,
and he's a real wimp. Soup wears like this kimono.
Also, just real quick, before they go back to the past, when they were talking to Go, he's like, "Oh, we have to fix shit." And then they just flash back to Chase's death again. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, that was for you making, you see him die 5 times.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, look, it's Go. I wonder if he's going to die another 5 times like he did in Yongo.
Yeah, so the movie said, fuck you, and gave you Chase's death.
I'm sorry!
Yeah, that's right. Shiji Mago.
So yeah, they dress up as feudal era people, except Waz, because if he cosplays, the viewers would be confused.
You're doing so much fourth wall breaking. I'm like,
that's why I'm like, this whole movie was just confirming that Waz is like fourth wall aware.
He's the Deadpool of Heisei.
Yeah, minus the potty mouth.
I'd love to see Waz swear. That'd be great. Goddamn fuck.
But yeah, so. They run into this dude, Gyuzo, who's this scruffy-looking dude who is apparently one of the retainers working under Nobunaga. They dance around his shurikens a bunch, and then, like, Gyuzo, like, falls in love with Gates because he's such a skilled warrior. And then Nobunaga, who turns out to be this goofy-ass horn dog who just wants to run away with his Dutch girlfriend, just, like, puts Gates in his armor and go, okay, you fight the war now.
Well,
bye!
If he just wants to leave, he won't have his money.
Yeah.
So that means if they go out to have dinner together, they have to go Dutch. I love that Itchy's face when I go, okay, so that's me obviously setting up a joke.
Uh-huh.
Halfway through, Itchy, you were like, here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
He's setting up something.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get introduced to Krim Steinbelt's ancestor, the Dutch woman Clara Steinbelt.
It was pretty much like, the casting department's like, we need the least white, we need the most white-looking person you have on. And this woman is like, obviously, like, I don't know, she did not look Dutch. She looked like a Japanese person that could be Dutch.
So, if her name is also Steinbelt, does that mean that her and all of the women through the descending bloodlines chose to keep their last names?
Yeah, that's the one problem. Like, the fact that her name was Steinbelt was an issue.
I mean, I think there is a thing in Japan where women keep their surnames more commonly.
Yeah, but she would probably not come back to Japan for at least several generations.
Yeah, but like the first example I can think of is Chibiusa from Sailor Moon, whose last name is also Tsukino, I believe?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, then she'd get married, and then I would congratulate her on her retirement.
Yeah. But yeah, so they decide to go along with Nobunaga because screw history, let everyone do what they want, I guess. Yeah. Even though we came here specifically for the purpose of preserving history. And then
I think the fact that they let that guy fucking draw a picture of Gates for a folding screen was probably when they...
Once that happened, all history was off.
Yeah.
We came back to remove Gates, and we ended up causing it.
The one thing that gets me is I can understand that the main cast being time travelers are immune to things being changed, because they've shown that they can see things being changed. But the thing is, the news reporter and the people looking at it should not have, it changed. And I'm like, how are you guys aware of it change?
That's actually a good point. Yeah. I never thought of that.
Now, here's Tom's way things should have been written. You could could have easily just said, scholars found an old scroll that seems to show a person with a robot. is at that point it's been like that in their perspective the whole time, but it's the
Yeah.
discovery of the thing.
Or it could have been like, today is the anniversary of this battle or whatever, so we're celebrating by putting these things on exhibit, and then like as they scan past, wait, why is Gates there?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been funny.
And no one on the TV reacts to it because it's just always been there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Hey man, when it comes to time travel, I'm like a fucking expert. I literally have been published about.
I've literally traveled through time.
You literally traveled through time.
By the way, next week, don't eat the chili.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Nobunaga fucks off, and he attempts to steal away with this Dutch woman that he fancies, and then we find out that she was just using him to escape safely into the arms of her very white boyfriend, the priest Pietro.
They could only afford one white actor.
With his bowl cut.
I think he's French, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like Pro Jared.
It did a little bit!
And we're allowed to mention Pro Jared.
I didn't
now.
want to say it.
He got uncancelled.
Yeah, no, I actually started following him because of how
Well,
he
yeah,
cleared that up.
yes, he is not a great person, and he has, been weird with people at cons, but not as weird as it been let on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend, especially hits men really hard, where people just always assume the worst of them for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
It really makes me upset because everyone should be held accountable for their own actions
Yeah.
and not judged by.
Well, you know what it was? It was he did some fucked up shit in private, but it was like he got receipts for the not people were mad at him for doing shit with minors, and he was able to prove those allegations wrong. I'm like, okay,
the only things
you are allowed to be a famous asshole.
Yeah. The only things he did that were really bad was stuff that was really no one's business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people like to be famous, and
yeah.
Anyways, let's not get into that.
Yeah. But he's uncancelled. It's official. I've said it, so it now counts.
So Nobunaga gives the ranjatai, which is the smelly wood that makes the funny sniff sound through the whole movie.
Boy was into that smell. Like when he was holding, he was like,
that was weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm like in a quote like, oh hey Waz, you want to turn that down 10%? That'd be great.
I got it. It's fucking Waznip.
It's Waznip.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
So they put the Waznip in Pietro's broken cross to complete his cross necklace, and in exchange they give Nobunaga's army 3,000 guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also this really, really funny shot where they're all talking or whatever, and then it just cuts to a shot of both of their time magazines just parked on the lawn out front.
Yeah.
No pomp or circumstance, not even trying to hide them.
Oh yeah.
They're just there.
Yep.
And then there's this really one interesting scene. So Nobunaga, through history, was referred to as the Demon Lord, the Daimao. And according to this movie, they chose to start calling Nobunaga the Mao because they heard Waz call Sogo Wagamao that one time.
Yep.
So they're implying that everyone in Kamen Rider Zi-O accidentally caused the Nobunaga history that people know.
Yeah, because he saw a Demon King that one time.
Yeah. But at least their Demon King's not a part-timer.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I prefer Demon Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we never did the Wagamao count, did we?
I lost that count, unfortunately.
If someone wants to re-listen to old episodes,
it's
and
around
shore it up for us,
I think it's around 120 or something. So
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Waga don't know. Yeah, so they've effectively saved history, even though they fucked it up, and they decide to go back to the present. And then just Sogo, your ghost friends are here for tea. Excuse me?
I don't have any friends.
I thought it was just gonna be Takaru.
And then we see Mock go, and also a hologram Krim just sitting at their table.
Oh my god, the timing on that!
I just love why is the hologram sitting down?
Because it's Krim Steinbell. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
You know what? I'm watching Star Trek Discovery, and they have these holograms, and when people move too close to a chair, the computer will have them sit in it.
Do you know what also would have worked if they weren't able to get Chris Pepler, if they only get him for voice work? I would have loved to have just had Go
carrying the drive.
No. He's wearing belts on his waist and just Crim's talking through it. That would have been great.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, if they didn't get Chris Pepler for the actual physical role, well, kind of physical role.
The holographical role?
Yeah. Then yeah, it would have worked if they just got him to do voiceover as Beltson. So
yeah, I love that orb in our chat. He can do a spit take as a belt. He can drink tea as a hologram.
Start your edge.
Yeah. But so because they fixed the timeline, they give them the drive and mock ride watches.
So they officially got the drive watch to actually complete the set.
Like, did like hologram Crim just look over at their Daiza where the drive ride watch was already sitting, just yoink, and then just hand it back to them?
Well, remember the drive ride watch and the ghost drive ride watch, Gates stole them. So
I know,
they didn't count.
But at least with Ghost, they explained that, oh, ours got destroyed, so here's a new one.
Here's a new one.
With Drive, they already had it, and it did not get destroyed.
Maybe Waz just went, hey, Gates, can I see your drive watch? Yeah, sure. And they're just traveling through time. Yeet!
Just yeet it into time.
Yeah, yeet it into time. And then it ended up in Crim Steinfeld's head. He's like, oh.
Exactly.
Maybe I can make a rider system based off this.
Oh my god.
He just got the Drive ride watch, that's why he invented Drive. That'd be amazing. That's scary.
So because they have inherited the Drive ride watch, this apparently happens late in the series, like after Deno and Grand Zio happens. So this is apparently the moment where they have successfully inherited all of the ride watches, and thus Waz goes into full erect mode and starts erecting a temple in the middle of a park.
Here you go, Ichi. Here's the Drive watch.
Uh-huh.
You're good now.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's all you need.
Yep. Drive is best rider.
And thus, with a herald of Kashin robots and giant flaming candles,
It was quite a spectacle to watch.
Yeah.
Everyone's going, so go!
I like that all these randos just happen to be around this one park where this if cataclysmic event is happening.
Hey, there was free fireworks. They're going to agree to anything at that point.
Yeah.
There's probably free drinks, give them water.
You hit them up with some Sandos.
Yeah.
So this little mini hill temple thing appears out of the ground in the park, and Waz announces the arrival of the King of Time, Tokyo Sogo. And while the throne appears empty at first, as Sogo happily marches up to it, we are then greeted by Tokyo Sogo.
So he's he's hiding behind the thing going, okay, he thinks in here.
Yeah.
He's hiding behind it, like, okay, he's not a shot. He was like, oh man, when he gets up here, he's going to be so confused.
Yeah, he just has all the quartzers like behind the throne.
They're all standing in a perfect line behind him.
Yeah.
And then just as he turns his head back as he
hello,
comes up to him,
hello. The quartetsers. The barbershop quartetsers.
I love it.
the barbershop quartzers.
You know what they're
Mo, 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 mo. Hello, my mom.
As much as I'm not someone who would personally say this, he just reminds me of that Cyanide and Happiness bit where there's a barbershop quartet in the back of a taxi, and there's a woman walking by, and then each of the quartet comes out, followed by the taxi driver, and they just goes, "Hello, do you live around here? Do you want to get some tea?" And then the taxi driver pops out, "You got nice tits." And then because he's not driving, the taxi goes into a tree. Oh shit!
That's great. Wait, EY. That's gonna be the thumbnail.
You know what?
It's gonna be the quartzers as a fucking barbershop.
I wanted them to go to McDonald's and order some quartzer pounders.
Oh, we'll be here all night. So yes, we have Waz and his group of friends. They're all wearing the same outfit. And
yeah,
so,
apparently it's been a uniform the whole time.
Can I reveal the great twist of this movie, which is fucking great?
Yeah.
So we find out that this Tokyo Sogo in all caps.
That was so weird.
So
That's how they chose to differentiate.
Sogo!
Yeah, it's like how my gamer tag and like my name online handle is just Lane in all caps.
You know what I think it is?
So.
You know what what I'm gonna guess, and feel free to look this up and prove me wrong or prove me right. You know how Japanese language is like the same sound sometimes spelled with different letters?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tokyo Sogo, that one, was the same name, but probably spelled with different characters. You know what I mean?
So the twist with him was that this Tokyo Sogo in the movie is apparently the actual Tokyo Sogo that was born and meant to be king and become Zi-O.
This is very confusing.
This is the Simba, while our Sogo was the Kimba.
Yeah, so Sogo, the one that we've been following the whole series of Zi-O, was just happened to be a normal high schooler who happened to have the same name as the other guy. Soup and Gates just looked up the wrong Tokyo Sogo and was trying to murder this innocent high schooler.
It's not just that, because that would make Schwartz an absolute incompetent fucking buffoon, which I'm not opposed to, but during a flashback, we see that the Quartzers specifically picked Sogo himself from that bus incident.
Oh, Blaze is saying that it's just his name is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's
okay,
English.
so Tokyo Sogo is spelled out in kanji, but then Barlux is just the English letter Sogo. That explains why it's in caps. Okay, that's fine. I was on the right track, but
no, Schwartz is a moron.
No, but not exactly, because we see in a flashback that when Sogo, the child, in the bus incident, is about to get killed by the Daimazines, causing rocks to fall. You cut to the side and you see fake Sogo. Like we have to call him something else. Let's call him No-Go.
No-Go.
So No-Go off to the side is like triggering his powers to destroy the Daimazine, while actual Sogo is like bracing himself and like, I think I can. So we were faked out into thinking that our Sogo had these powers, when it was in fact No-Go just like gaslighting him.
No-Go was just like, oh, you've been a wonderful substitute up till now. So apparently he was just...
Thanks for keeping my chair warm,
so
bitch!
It's like in Terminator, when the Terminator goes back in time to kill Sarah Connor, but he doesn't know what he looks like, so he starts killing people named Sarah Connor in the phone book.
Yeah!
But you know what?
What if that's where the writing idea came from?
It might have. I mean, there's definitely some Terminator.
I was always thinking in the back of my head, as Zi-O was starting, like, so what if it turned out that they just went after the wrong Sogo? Like, because there could have been other people named Tokyo Sogo, and then it turned out I was kind of right.
Do you know what was disappointing too? And I get that they needed to have him be Barclux or whatever like that. If he's supposed to be Zi-O, then he should have been Zi-O.
Right?
He should have been a different,
Dark Zi-O or something.
Yeah, or just make him Zi-O in the movie, and whatever. And then you know how he beats him? How he gets Omoform? He steals his fucking powers. Or Sogo's like, I accept you as the true Zi-O. You've proven me wrong.
Because
But I will say Barclux or whatever his name is, he was my favorite of the three riders that we got in this movie. Because in my opinion, all three of them are fucking ugly, but this one was the most tolerable for me in terms of look.
Out of the three of them, I liked Zonjus's design the most, except the weird, gross, light shade of green. And I get that he's based on Shin, but
I don't like the cape and everything he has.
Well, good news, because he throws off the cape in the last scene of the movie.
I know.
But before all that, so the thing with No-Go supposed to be Zi-O, kind of invalid at first, before we had fully processed it, sort of invalidated every time Sogo would talk to Zi-O, and he would refer to Sogo as his younger self. So if that was supposed to be No-Go the whole time...
Okay, this is where I should jump in with my time travel theory.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good,
this is not... It is not canon, but this is a divergent timeline.
Yeah.
This is a timeline where No-Go existed and changed things. So it's not so much that the young Sogo was gaslighted, it's before he could learn to stop time, he stopped time first.
Yeah.
And he created a second timeline that branches off the first, that follows up to a certain point with it closely.
Uh-huh.
So when Sogo defeats him and the things fade away and everything comes back, it's basically they realign the divergent timelines. It's like when Marty McFly played the thing and he fixed the divergent timeline where his parents didn't have him, and it comes back together. Now, of course, there are changes, like he remembers things and there's stuff that links up with it, but he basically creates the timeline. And the thing is, Zi-O reaches out to him from his divergent future, which is in danger of no longer existing, to say, no, he was one of the people meant to be a king. Because remember, time jackers are trying to set so many fucking kings. This is just, I know it is a chronological order, but the thing is there are so many divergent timelines. This could be...
The only Zi-O that we know is the time that ended up happening because Sogo corrected it later.
Yeah, so this is basically a separate timeline that was happening outside of what we've been seeing in the show. It is chronologically happening and influencing with it, but when he goes up there to see him, it separates into a divergent timeline. So by defeating him,
way more than this
ties it back together. So it happened in the eyes of people who can see the changes, unlike that fucking screen thing. But it makes it... So basically, Zi-O was like, you need to reassert that you are the proper one. Because there are two options here. Two different Sogos. Technically three, if you count that other fucking guy.
Wait, what other guy?
Remember that guy who was the another Zi-O?
Mirror Zi-O?
Yeah, I remember that.
Another Zi-O.
Oh, that's even 4. So anyway, but the whole thing is Zi-O's like, you need to put, the timeline where you are the king back in.
Yeah.
So by the end of the movie...
The timeline that Nogo wanted is what was supposed to happen from his perspective, but the timeline that we had seen up to that point was the result of Sogo correcting it in this movie, which was retroactive.
So this is basically like, you know how the time jackers keep changing time?
Yeah.
But they keep changing it in the plots of the different writers. This is what happens when...
Plot changes overall.
So it's a time jacker fucks with Zi-O's history.
Okay. No more talking about the timeline changing. We've got
Austin Powers, my eyes have gone cross-eyed.
I've gone cross-eyed.
Either way, it was cool.
As long as they don't go Zek cross-eyed.
Fuck. Fuck that shit.
So... The biggest thing in this movie is now that the Quartzers have revealed themselves, Woz reveals his true allegiance was to Nogo and not Sogo. Which,
I like how we're calling him Nogo.
Which again, brings back to... I don't know if I mentioned this already, but ever since the show started, I was always like, Woz is clearly not working for Sogo, he's working for Zi-O. Why are we letting him hang out with us? But then it turned out that... the Zi-O he was working for was not the one that we knew. It was the one from the alternate timeline that was quote-unquote supposed to happen, but ended up not happening. So, he turns out to be working for Barluxia, because that's what I'm calling him. He and his scarf-robed pals, the Quartzers, claim themselves to be the ones who will fix the Heisei era by rebooting it. And when they put Sogo in a jail cell and start talking to him about it, Woz reveals just how much of a fourth wall-breaking weirdo he is, because why do you want to reboot the Heisei era? Oh, people said that it was messy and its world building was bad. And I'm just like...
Yeah, that's like, what are they doing?
Is this movie commenting on real-world reactions to Heisei Kamen Rider? Oh my god! So the Quartzers want to erase everything in the Heisei era and reboot it. You know why? Because they're all Showa purists. That's why they're using Showa-themed ride watches.
But I like that he decided that, hey, maybe I do like Sogo better than Nogo. And he was like, no, I am betraying you. I'm going to stay with him. And then Nogo's like, hey, you're just going to walk away from Quartzer? And he goes, hey, I'm over Quartzer.
So,
Peter Rivers like, he said the name! He said the name of the movie!
He said it! We can go home! Okay, so yes, I get Zamonis is based off of...
Oh my god, it's just the word Amazon slightly misspelled!
Oh yeah, all of their names are kit bashes of the names of the writers they're based off. Zamonis is based off Amazons, Zanjis is Zeto, J, and Shin, and Barlux is Black and RX. It's their names like fucking jumbled.
Man, I want to watch Amazon's, but I gotta finish Amazon first.
I mean, you don't have to.
I want to, though.
Okay.
Because Amazon
And yes,
is so fucking good.
I get that Zamonis is based off the new Amazons, but, I mean, they're all, like, offshoots of the original Amazon.
Also, we got the fight fucking, I guess, people asked for. Waz versus Gates.
Where they got a really good wind machine, and they were like, fuck it, man, we're gonna milk it. And even at one point, you can see, like, there's obviously people off camera, like
throwing sand into a fan?
Yeah, and at one point, you see this, like, clump of water that looks like it just left a cup. And you're just like, yeah, they're literally just throwing shit at them.
But yeah, really good Waz versus Gates fight.
It was kind of short, but I don't know if it needed to be longer, I guess.
Yeah. We got the point across.
Yeah.
Also, Zamonis piloted a Castle Duran Mazine, which was badass.
And then fucking Nogo turns on the OK Boomer machine, and starts sucking up the kids.
That's literally... No, like, it was literally the boomers are okay. Everyone born in Heisei or later gets sucked up into space into a giant time portal so we can then shove the planet through time and bash the previous version of the Earth and reboot Heisei!
I like when you see the Earth like getting transported through, it goes back in time and then it just shows on the moon in subtitles just
Heisei year one.
First year, and I'm like,
so we're going to take 2019 Earth and use it to blow up the year 2000 Earth and replace it and start the Heisei era over.
No, the Heisei era
I got a
started
question.
in
Why
1980
did
something.
Why didn't Sogo get sucked up?
Good point.
So 1989, January
nobody has an answer to that.
January 8th, 1989 was when the Heisei era started.
Okay.
So they were trying to go back to 1989.
Wait. When were you born, Itchy?
88.
So you would have been
Ooh,
fine.
you're a Showa era kid.
Lane?
I'm 1989.
You're fucked.
I'd say you're. Yeah, I'd say. What about you, Emily?
I was born in 1993.
Oh, sorry. You're gonna get smashed into the other world.
You and I get to survive.
That's
Oh
okay.
yeah.
High five.
I'm okay with it.
There wasn't really a Rider series the year I was born.
Yeah.
Because it was on hiatus in between.
Oh.
They wanted to stop Savan's Mask Rider. It'd be funny if Furbus, like, there was any more, like, Furbus just showed
Oh
up.
god.
Like, don't talk to me. We don't talk about Furbus.
So about Furbus.
Yeah. But yeah, so they did this just because people, aka the audience that they're imagining, decided that Heisei era was messy and needed to be, and the whole point of Sogo gathering up all the rider powers was just for the purpose of having them in one place so that they could sweep them under the metaphorical rug and reboot Heisei! Holy crap, and we thought Schwartz's plan was stupid.
Weirdly meta narrative, I guess.
It's like they're listening to the show and every one of Itchy's complaints now becomes a plot point.
Right? It kind of does feel like that.
The only thing that could have made it more meta is if you see, Soup drinking some soup.
Yeah.
So she can soup.
Oh, okay. So Sogo was Issa.
Yeah, all of the members of Quartzer are like singers of rider songs.
Okay.
Because like there were
was
members.
this the entire band of DePump?
Yeah, all the Quartzers were DePump.
Oh my god!
Is that like Daft Punk?
I'm genuinely surprised we didn't get them in the music video like
Dancing Against the Quartzers
in the uniforms.
That would have been great. Well, you know what? I feel like the party song was before. I feel like that was before the movie.
Zamonis was Ian from Kyoryuger. I didn't pick up on that.
What?
Yeah, because
his hair changed.
Oh my!
Wow.
Okay, can we talk about this fucking Showa guy that was in prison with fucking?
Okay, I feel like
Meow. I think
it was Biao. I feel like he was a reference to someone, but I couldn't pick up on it.
I gotta look it up.
When Sogo was in jail,
Star was here.
The dude in the next cell over is supposedly a dude who is also a modified human, like Ichigo and Nigo, but claims that he was not chosen to be a Kamen Rider.
Who wants to tell us who that is?
Who wants to tell us who that is?
Gar, who is it?
It's supposed to be Takashi Hongo.
Oh, so it's an alternate timeline version of Hongo?
No, it's just a parody of Takashi Hongo.
Oh.
Because Hongo's actor retired from Kamen Rider.
Oh. Okay. That's weird. They didn't even name him, though.
Well, that's the whole
He had
point.
the red scarf and the 70s kind of
Have
outfit.
you retired?
No, I'm just waiting for the Akiello.
Oh, Hongo retired? Did he
We're
get
almost
married?
done.
That joke is going to keep going off, and until
This episode is going to keep going.
Oh,
It's
geez.
not even midnight yet.
Yep.
Anyways, we're almost done.
Well, we'll be in 6 minutes, so we're okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy was weird, but if he's supposed to be a parody of Hongo,
Are
I
you
guess.
seriously proofreading your notes after we've already made the joke the notes are for?
Yep.
Do you save these?
Yeah, they get put on Patreon.
Oh.
But if you didn't do the typo checker, we would have never had enigmas.
Yes, but
So then at some point in the movie, like Sogo like encounters Omazeo, and Omazeo just goes, "Listen, buddy,
get your shit together, younger
no,
me.
it wasn't even that. Like he made a really interesting point. He's like that Sogo may have been born to be king, but you wished to be king, and you make it your goddamn mission to become king.
Yeah, that's
and you're
the thing.
damn well gonna fucking do it."
They when Sogo actually no, Sogo was like Sogo was getting sucked up into the portal because that's what he does to the Homa Henshin.
Yeah.
He was on the tower. So while he's being sucked up into this giant space-time portal, he undergoes this vision and sees a flashback of himself as a very young child, younger than when he was in the bus incident, and even then he says that he wanted to be king, which A, I would like an explanation on why, and B, it completely invalidates Schwartz's nonsense even further, because through the show we were told that Sogo wanted to be king because of Schwartz as the Hat Man implanting that into him during the Daimazine incident.
Maybe he was just trying to remind him of it because he knew that he said it.
I feel like Schwartz had no involvement in the Quartzer's plans.
I don't know.
It was just a convenient second step. But
hey man, in Zero-One we had a 2-episode arc with about free real estate.
Yeah. But anyway, so we see little young Sogo say that he wants to be king with absolutely
Can we
no
call him Logo?
Yeah.
Or
with
Kogo.
Apparently that dude was a parody of Kamen No Rider, which is also a parody of Kamen Rider.
Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But yeah, so we see a very young Sogo say he wants to be king with no explanation, and it completely invalidates the very satisfying explanation we had from the series. So, time travel series. Fuck!
Well, heck, when once it comes all together and they get rid of the divergent timeline, we're back to that satisfying one.
I know, but I feel like that time, the fact that he wanted to be king as a very young child isn't changed by whatever they did in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, so he sees Omazeo, who tells him that the manner of where you're born doesn't matter, it's what you make of your life. That was the moral. And
it's about the friends you steal ride watches from all along the way.
Yeah. It's the friends whose brains you erase. So he decides...
One man roofies an entire decade.
That's basically the plot of the show. So Omazeo decides to lend Sogo his power in the form of the Omazeo Ride Watch.
Which is sweet.
I will say, this was the final form we deserved. So, while he's being flown into the sky, standing on top of this pillar that's also being taken up, because I guess that pillar was built in the year 2000 or later. So he henshins into the Kamen Rider Zi-O Oma form, which is a gorgeous suit, if not the fact that the undersuit looks like it's colored... in Coke color.
It's really good, though.
The color of his undersuit is the color Coke makes when you spill it on the table.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it is a little goofy that the Zi-O Ride Watch is just on his forehead. But whatever.
Applied
we can
directly
ignore...
to the forehead.
And God, is he just dummy fucking everything.
He, there's one scene where he extends his, dragonfly clock wings and spins them around to advance time in order to rust the Daimazines so he can easily just swoop them into destruction.
Yep.
That's badass.
And he, shoves all these, minion mooks into the fucking wall and buildings and...
You can't possibly henshin into Omazeo. Watch.
Yeah. And then Waz destroys his book.
He rips his book because fuck history.
Yeah, no, not even that. He just, like, he goes, oh, well, now that all of Heisei Rider's been erased, like, he has the entire history of Heisei Rider in his book.
So he
tosses it into space, and
he brings them all back.
So does that mean that every time Sogo collected a ridewatch and erased the rider history, it was being kept within Waz's book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bastard!
That actually makes sense.
Was behind everything.
Also, one other inconsistency I feel I'm duty-bound to point out. We established very early that the erasure of the timelines happens when the rider comes into contact with the another rider, but another drive did not happen in this movie, it happened later in the show. And yet, just the handoff of the ride watches is what triggers the erasure of the timeline for drive. Good to know we're still not paying attention.
Yeah, so all the riders show up, like all 20 of them, and it's pretty cool.
And here is where we find out why they created the 20 rider kicks branding for Zi-O.
It was a cool fucking
It was so they could show it while doing 20 rider kicks at once against a giant Barlux.
Yeah, so Barlux, like, he uses the Bio Rider ride watch to turn, like, Bio, and then the J watch to turn big, and then he's holding, like, this board. And it's like,
it's a fucking sheet of drywall.
So they kick him through the thing, and it spells Heisei era on the fucking thing. He's like, you fuck?
How did you do that so perfectly?
When did you have time to rehearse this?
But then we get some cool stuff. So
just real quick before we go to that, the one thing I didn't like about that kick is, like, as they're charging towards him, it cuts to each of them for like half a second, and you hear them screaming. But then it cuts off awkwardly each time it changes. I think what they should have done with that scene is they start with Kuga, and his scream starts up, and then have his scream keep going and add each one onto it. You know what I mean?
Or just have them all on screen at the same time and just go.
But no, and then it just ends with like this Brady Bunch. Like every rider gets their own square face.
Yeah. So like. All the people start fighting back against the mooks, and
a rider named Zi-O, who had two friends from the future of his own, and then came Decade and his boyfriend, and they decided to fuck with time.
Fun.
The Heisei bunch, the Heisei bunch, they're gonna screw over the timeline, cause why the fuck not?
That's the way we erase the Heisei bunch.
Sweep it under the rug.
So we get Kamen Rider Brain. He shows up and he's flicking poison.
Poison hands! Woo!
And then off a poster we get Zangetsu Kachidoki arms, which that was cool.
No, not only was that great because we see Zangetsu Kachidoki arms, but then it cuts to a shot of him like fighting in the background, and then you can clearly see a poster for the Zangetsu stage play.
Yeah, they jumped out of.
Yeah, that's
jumped out of the poster.
Did he?
Yeah, he jumped out of the poster.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he jumped out of the poster.
Wow.
And the Go Riders show up out of a tablet, and then
Manga Kuga.
Yeah, we get Manga
Fucking
Kuga.
Kamen Rider G money.
That was amazing.
G
is canon now!
Sorry, Lane, he is official canon.
That was cool, I liked it. I'm
No,
sorry.
he's powered by wine.
My children need wine!
Well, that's where me and him have that in common.
I thought you were probably coffee.
Well, if I can afford wine, it's
And
wine.
yes, Manga Kuga was great.
I just love that. Here are all the weirdos of the Heisei era for your entertainment.
But not Aqua, because he's dead.
Yeah.
And nobody liked him.
What?
I liked him.
He's dead.
Hello! It's dead!
That's not good.
Yeah, so they defeat Varlux, and now that Waz has renounced his allegiance to Quartzer, he's like Team Sogo for realsies now. I really wish we'd gotten to see this movie in order with the episodes of the show, because it just explains so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This honestly, this solved a good number of problems I had with Zi-O. Not all of them. I don't even know if it solves half of my problems with Zi-O, but it does a good job of answering some key questions.
Yep.
It did. Did it make you feel a little? It made you feel a little better about Zi-O in the, the whole.
Not overall, but better than before.
You don't hate it as much.
I don't know.
I mean, I think my favorite thing of Zi-O was this movie.
Because, yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. Just because they explain shit doesn't mean I like it more.
All right. Well, then you were talking about you were slamming Zi-O a few weeks ago. I'm gonna call that appeal denied because of this movie. Where the original determination that Zi-O is better than we deserved, but not as good as we wanted, stands.
I don't know.
Case closed.
Just because they explained something stupid doesn't make it not stupid.
That's a good point.
That's how I can word it best, I think.
Well, if you don't agree that Zi-O is actually pretty good, and I lose this case, that means that he then gets controlled by Zaya. And,
oh no!
Bingo.
Yeah. So
Bingo.
You got to be careful what verdict you lay out.
Yeah.
I like that he's thinking about it.
No, I'm just reading the notes. So, the credits start up with the party song, and then we get this post-credits scene where Zanjis apparently survived and says that he's gonna create the Reiwa era, and then Kamen Rider Zero-One comes in for his surprise bonus cameo. And then he just gets dummied. Or Zan just gets dummied by Zi-O, who goes Flying Falcon. And then when he does Flying Impact, he gets the actual Falcon wings on his back. Did he ever do that in the show?
Nope.
That would have been so much cooler!
Powered by electromagnetism.
Right? Like, he should have had those wings! Those were cool!
Yeah. They look like Jin's wings.
Well, yeah, it's the same power set.
No, but like...
No, it wasn't Jin's wings, it was the wings from the actual Falcon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, just go watch the Zi-O movie. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Watch the movie in order to mitigate a justifiable amount of the nonsense Zi-O presented to us. Not all of it, but a good amount. Oh yeah, and in the credits there was a shout out to Mr. Yoshinori Watanabe.
Who is he?
I don't remember offhand.
Somebody in the chat?
I don't think he's in.
Yeah.
No, I would hope not.
Yeah. So yeah.
Multi, do you want to remind us who this person was? Oh, while we wait for that. Also, Gyuzo, the little samurai shuriken dude who was from the Nobunaga timeline, stowed away on the time machine and now lives with them, or something. I don't know what happened to him.
What the fuck ever.
It was also really funny when Sogo was resisting getting sucked up in the portal by having him on his back.
Yep.
Yeah, that was actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
You know what this whole thing about? It was that Nogo had a fan fiction.
Yeah.
And he got really mad.
He tried to make his fan fiction the canon.
And he got really mad when they said no.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh, the guy who let Bandai make the Rider toys.
Oh.
I'm holding a Rider toy.
Yep. Well,
well, let's be real. We kind of all are. They're literally like, I could reach out in any direction and grab a Rider toy. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. Well, that was the movie, and that's the episode.
Yep.
I
think we can all agree that movie was great.
I'd ask Sonic what he thinks, but he's not allowed to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's giving the thumbs up.
Yeah.
At least I think that's a thumb. His CG...
It's hard to tell with his weird mouse hands.
Well, I don't think they put penises on the end of his arms, so I'm pretty sure. He's smiling with his weird lined-up teeth. Yeah.
Oh, hey there. Can we help you, sir?
No, now he's peeing. Now he's pooping.
No, stop it.
Oh, God.
Now he's eating the poop.
Oh, God, it's Professor Gar.
I was talking about Sonic, but if you want to have this joke be about Gar, go for it.
That is Professor Akayama.
Oh, right.
Because
are we doing this again?
Shikai Radio Sentai Castranger. We are continuing our Super Sentai tributes for the year with February's installment, in which we are going to talk about the first 3 episodes of the Super Sentai series that was meant to end all Super Sentai.
Oh shit, I know where this is going.
Chojin Sentai Jettoman.
Are you talking about Jetto Man? We're actually singing the song.
Jet, come back!
I'm excited. I've always.
Did you just do the Deno Orisanjo pose?
I have always
that's
wanted to be a
awful.
gentleman.
A gentleman?
That joke will make sense next week.
A gentleman?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it's in the first 3 episodes.
It is in actually this.
It's in the first few episodes. but
Yeah, well,
in
if it's
the first
not, I'll
3.
still explain it next week.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Here's the joke. One of the characters thinks it's gentleman when the character has to.
It's like we
They
want you to join
Gentleman.
Jetman. Oh, I've always wanted to be a gentleman.
Chojin Sentai
No,
Gentleman?
So I don't want to be a gentleman.
It's your duty to be a gentleman.
Gentleman.
That's gentleman.
I want to be a gentleman.
Gentleman.
Wow.
Let's go.
I'm just disappointed. It's one of those things where it's like, man, if we only were watching 3 episodes, there's this episode where fucking like garbage teddy bear gets turned into a monster, and you love it more than anything else in the show, and they have to, of course, do what they do and murder the fuck out of it.
Oh.
They don't murder it. It dies on its own.
Well, it's
It dies on its own?
but it's basically.
That's sadder!
Oh fuck! You know what? If I can find that episode somewhere, I'm just gonna send it. Watch it if you want.
I think it's in the 30s.
Yeah. No, I have the whole series like downloaded. somewhere.
There is no Pink Ranger.
She's got a white pink.
It's
isn't she?
White Swan.
Yeah. Well, she's considered a pink. because
she's
got-
not. She's white.
Does she have like pink accents
No.
like the white Gal Ranger?
Yeah. Actually.
Yeah, it's white with pink highlights,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's White Swan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pure black is considered a pink cure despite having like only a little tiny bit of pink on her design.
That's because they didn't let the paint cure long enough. I'm so excited. I have so much time for Jetman.
Oh, good, because we're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because these guys haven't seen the entire show.
You watch me.
Yes!
We're gonna be
I
talking
watch
about
you?
we're gonna talk about that for fucking 45 minutes. By crackers. I have so many things. I will recount fucking entire
By crackers?
Crackers.
by crackers. I have man. You better be ready to hear me talk about Jetman.
I'm
Oh
ready.
boy.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I'm ready.
It's one of my favorite fucking series. It's like I think second to like Die Ranger and G Ranger.
Well, you can save that for next time.
Anywho.
Next time on Tom Talks About Things.
So,
That's a good question, Blaze. Is the show still going?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
in our hearts.
Until now.
It's all about the show we made along the way.
Until now.
No, I have to do the outro.
Okay,
Yeah,
no!
we still need to talk
Go to
about
sleep.
we still need to talk about Raid Shadow Legends.
No.
You did that
You
twice.
don't.
I really want them to sponsor us. It's so much money. I could beg.
Anyway.
I actually.
And while you beg, you can have food delivered to where the sidewalk you're begging at by using our Skip the Dishes code.
Yep.
Get $5 off your first order when you use our code, and you can also feed the Castrangers.
Yep.
Um,
We're all pretty. Other than Lane, we're all pretty big. We need the help.
so
And Lane's he's getting there. You'll get there, Lane.
so
I don't want to.
so
Some meat on those bones.
thank you all for listening, watching, liking, sharing, favoriting, subscribing, hitting the bell, doing all that awesome social media stuff, and
Tell at least one friend.
yeah, make a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, just go out. Just go to Starbucks and ask what you want. Be like, hey, watch Cast.
I want you to listen to Castranger.
You know, here, make some business cards. We give you permission.
Yeah, counterfeit our merchandise.
Yeah, counterfeit our merch.
Or you can buy our actual merchandise by going to our hub site, castranger.podbean.com, where you can find our merchandise, our Facebook page, where I post thumbnails of the show days before they go up, our Twitter account, our Patreon, where you can help pledge to make the show better, and our Discord server, where you can not only chat with cool people like everyone you've seen in our chat room tonight, but listen to the episodes as we record them live, usually Fridays. But this was a special case because we all wanted to see Sonic. Also Valentine's Day, but that's a secondary.
Here's what you want to do. You want to get yourself a white shirt, a nice tie, and a black book. Polish your shoes, cut your hair real nice. Go door to door with a friend. And they answer the door and they say, hey, can I please talk to you about the Lord Savior Bomba?
Yes.
And when they ask you who that is and say, watch Castranger, it'll all be clear.
Yeah.
Watch Castro.
Yeah.
A very special thank you to Jellicle Sonic for joining us for this episode.
Thank you, Mr. Sonic.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sonic.
And thank you, Akiello, wherever you are now.
I never
Where?
wanted them to change you. I thought you were perfect the way you were.
And yes, Multi. Also, yeah, I don't know if I talked about that before, but Wonderful 101, a very tokusatsu themed game on the Wii U, has been confirmed for getting a Switch port and other consoles port. And
pretty much they've exceeded all their.
they met their goals in
wants.
20 minutes, so we're getting it, and we will probably do a Let's Play on the
We
channel.
know that
before.
when something's funded on Kickstarter, it always comes out perfectly.
I mean, hey, this is a port of a game that already came out.
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm still sore about Mighty Number 9.
Anyways, thank you all once again, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
Oh my God! Sonic just died. Turns out that design didn't have enough lung capacity to keep him alive.
Oh no.
Oh, Sonic, Jellicle Sonic, 2019 to 2020. RIP.